Well, tonight we take you inside an accused terrorist's compound we uncovered right here in Alabama.
A federal search warrant NBC 15 News obtained says this compound was similar to the terror cell's desert compound in New Mexico that was raided last summer.
Siraj Wahhaj and 4 others are now facing federal terrorism, kidnapping, and firearms charges.
NBC 15's Andrea Ramey has tonight's exclusive investigation, Terror in Alabama.
The property in question is located in Tuskegee, 6 miles from the downtown area, right here off of County Road 81. Now, satellite imagery isn't very telling. You just see that there's some structures here. So we deployed our drone, and very quickly we saw what the federal search warrant described as a makeshift military-style obstacle course consisting of 5-gallon buckets with chain link fencing over the top. Here is another view of it. You can see the metal and wiring over those buckets. The search warrant says it resembled an obstacle course similar to what the military uses to low crawl. Agents from the FBI Mobile Field Office also conducted aerial surveillance and says in its search warrant that the structure on this site was, quote, designed the same way as the one in New Mexico, both surrounded with hundreds of vehicle tires, assorted trash, and both structures have wooden pallets with clear plastic tarps draped over them. Now here's a side-by-side comparison of the 2 compounds. We were clearly here after the FBI had searched the property in Alabama. Neighbors tell us they saw agents in white forensic suits walking the property last year. And while we saw lots of tires there on the property, they weren't stacked up, acting as a wall as we saw with their compound in New Mexico. It's unclear if the FBI had dismantled a tire wall to search the property in Alabama. We also did not see any evidence of target practice, as was discovered in New Mexico. But again, we were there after the FBI conducted its search. We did see evidence that small children lived here. Lots of old toys, dolls, a girl's bike. There was furniture inside this makeshift structure, a dresser and dining table all piled up. Outside, there were mattresses stacked up against it. And we noted a minivan with Georgia tags on site. We know from an accident report there were at least 9 people, 7 of them children, staying at that Alabama compound. On another part of this 2-acre property, which records show is owned by Siraj Wahhaj, you see here where there's an old mobile home, a school bus, and a shed. So why build a structure like this? The search warrant notes the group worked for weeks at this Alabama property because they were, quote, trying to make an earth ship. According to the warrant, that's a type of passive solar home that relies on natural energy sources so they can be independent from the grid. We noted this container on the site that may have been used to collect rainwater for drinking and saw lots of glass beer bottles. Articles we found on Earthships instruct people how to make walls out of glass bottles. The search warrant notes that the FBI seized electronic devices at the Alabama compound, a laptop, approximately 110 CDs and DVDs, a Kindle, and several phones. We reached out for comment on this case. FBI Mobile told me, quote, it can't confirm or deny the existence of an investigation. Andrea Ramey, NBC 15 News.